This is the fourth and final part of my Galapagos vacation pictures and videos. If you want to know about where and when and how all this took place, see the part one video. So last time I ended talking about land iguanas and showing you a couple of videos of them moving. Next, this was a very interesting little area. It doesn't include any animals, and I'm sorry if that's what you were here looking for, but I thought it was a really cool kind of little tourist attraction that used to be a real thing. So that barrel there with the roof over it, that's a mailbox that used to be, they used to have here back in the old days of there's no post office, right? Even the Pony Express, who knows? Right when it was just sailors stopping by here occasionally, and you would be out at sea for months, and how do you get your letters back home if you're out in the middle of the ocean, right? So people who would stop here would write their letters and address them and put them in this little mailbox, quote unquote mailbox. And then they would just hope that someone would come by next who was going their way. And so that would be how that would work. So for a while, that was kind of the way things were done. Then post offices came by. The Galapagos got a little more populated, and I believe they actually took down the mailbox. This is probably not even the original mailbox. But after a while, people started to think, well, that's kind of a fun, cool little custom. Let's do it again. So now it's pretty much just for tourists. And here's a video of my group looking through several large stacks of letters. So it's tourists now instead of sailors leaving stuff here, and anyone who stops by is welcome to go search through the letters, find one that that is near enough to them that they might be able to deliver it, and take that with them. It's traditional to hand deliver them, but I heard of some of my fellow tourists saying they're just going to put a stamp on it and put it in the post office when they get back home. We found letters there from every single continent, just all sorts of amazing places. But of course not one from where I'm from, Colorado, so I wasn't able to deliver anything, but I did leave a couple of postcards, and so hopefully I'll see those get delivered. This is just a joke that I thought was funny. This is a plant, maybe an agave or aloe or something like that, but they call it an eggplant. They put eggs on the tips of those things. This was at one of the animal reserve / museum places that we went. Okay, penguins. Galapagos penguins are relatively small, definitely shorter than my forearm. And they weren't particularly interactive, so I didn't get the best pictures in the world of them. I apologize. By the time I realized I should be doing this as a landscape, it was too late, so you have to kind of turn your head. Pelicans. I thought the pelicans were very interesting. They weren't particularly fond of people. They tend to move away more than most birds did. But still, there were quite a few of them, and I got some good pictures and videos. I was lucky to get a couple of good videos of them flying, because usually they were just standing and or grooming. Here's one that just for reasons unknown circled around our group a few times. We were talking about the sea lions or listening to our naturalist talk about sea lions, and here comes this pelican round and round and round. We saw quite a few of these lizards. I never got their names, but they were very common all over the place. And I just thought it was funny. I found this one sitting in a drinking fountain, licking up some of the droplets that were left there. The animals really are a part of life in the Galapagos. Okay, here is I believe that's the end of the major animal things, but I do have some scenery that was kind of interesting. On the whole, I didn't think Galapagos had the best scenery in the world. A lot of it was lava rock with not much else. A lot of it was kind of deserty or chaparral-like with not a lot growing. But there were a few interesting things, and some people find that sort of scenery interesting. So here we go on a few of those before I call it quits. This was a ladybug. There are two types of ladybugs in the Galapagos. One is native, and one was introduced. And I can't remember which one this one was. There were quite a number of just little bitty islands. This picture takes up includes most of that one island, very small islands. So this is the video from the panga. The red and white flag is a notice to people who are coming there, tour guides that are coming there, of what things are allowed in the area. There's a group of scientists that goes out every year and surveys all the different islands and decides how many people can be in which one at any given time, and stuff like that. So that's all I had to show you. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them down in the comments and I will do my best to answer.